Greetings, Your Excellency. My name is King Peter, and I represent the invitation for all private military and security companies over the world. Their Excellency. Greetings, Their Excellency, representatives of the private security companies over the world, and all excellent members of International Code of Conduct Association. My name is King Peter IDIS, the head of state and the government of the IDIS Federation, and I am representative of the IDIS Global Security Concern of the Private Companies, INC, which my interest to activate permanent function of GACPC institution. My interest is to invite you in strategy on new global business and the centralization of all private security, military, detective and spy companies over the world. Inside my country where is available from Central World Trade Network of the PMSC industries and increasing the development or associative opportunity of all our members. Your Excellency, my country, Federal Governorate Addis Demonasis, Northeast Africa, Birtaville, is a zone of 2,062 km² independent between the international borders of Egypt and Sudan, and our capacity have ability from civilization tip of Hong Kong, Paris, London, New York, Tokyo, and other tips of the mega cities. Today, according our intellectual plan, which ability to build over 10 million people habitation space in time of 18 days. Addis Demonasis, Northeast Africa, Birtaville, furthermore, Addis Donapt is deserted zone where is currently not conservative dependence on people civilization, and building the global center of all private companies over the world is expressly available. In this interest, we are want to invite you on our partnership, which is very successful for our companies and future of the businesses. Their Excellency, Addis the strategy of the World PMSC Center, which right of our companies to open their corporate open branch of commerce in the central headquarters as representing all associated companies over the world and cooperative controlled corporate networks under the associated controlship over industries of electronic, robotic, artificial intelligence and androids, supercomputers, transport vehicles, air technologies, space industries, energetics, global resource infrastructure including banking and commercial tertiary services, are under the associated control from all member companies and open for strategical interest. Their Excellency, the vision of cooperation is very successful and allow for development under the strategical partnership which give new way of global progress for your company and strategical opportunity as the first factor of our unity is a security competition, the association equal between the security levels of majority world government countries. First factor of associated unity. Provide for your company new opportunity of profit from shared contracts on protection between other companies over the world, and also in the flexibility need is open ability temporary contract employment of the personnel of associated companies, a special benefit of partnership. Today, over the world is around 2,500,000 private soldiers. It is the equal power of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and our Central Associated Development give ability for our associated companies to contract over 1 million personnel per one member company of ICOCA. Is this relatively 100 million soldiers who are raised together much stronger than any governmental competition from over the world. Their Excellency, we are not sir only the private companies of the military, but also the PMS's agencies of the recruitment, and this is a new business session in the hard money profits for all recruitment agencies over the world, from 2,500,000 to 100 million soldiers per recruitment company's theory standard, and our limit is 100 million soldiers. We want contract, the adjustment of the soldiers recruitment, and the price and the conducted adjustment, which allow you connect many external trades and businesses which bring you multiple higher profits and global businesses or political connections. Addis Donut is open for building new world commerce center in the PMS's industries, and this is while our state economy have a high size of the global financial operation ability. We are represent the government businesses, and this is most higher level in the commerce than the corporate positions, and therefore your partnership expand the levels of your today positions. Recruited soldiers stand in the service of the private companies or obtain service in the ID's government, military, and commercial departments. Units developed for the global peace support, fight against drugs and terrorism, with space missions for the colonization or defense. When we are united in the trade network, yes, we are all money have. The resonance, all PMSs and the contractors. In first time of our association, your company and alliance rise on international level of security and geopolitical importance equally with North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And such a geographic position is a global visit card according which other people, clients, business partners and the policies therefore treat you, respect and contract, communicate and build the partnership. Stand in ID's association of the PMSs over the world. It is a position of advanced competition progress and therefore new activa in the business and common diplomacy partnership in connection with world policies, a way for building the PMSC civilized level of trade network of scientific and research center facilities, satellites, factories, automatization, robotics, artificial intelligence, androids, and supercomputing, genetic engineering, extreme advanced level of the PMSC standards, and we welcome. New experience, new partnership, new contact sessions, position and competition in the level of the government powers, alternative commercial expansion and multi-business control, and mainly strategical opportunities in the businesses, hybrid professional category in the PMSC trade, advanced level, and current ability of your company service. Our strategy of partnership continues, strengthen the position of all our associated members. Our development of association continue under the presentation, and the ID's DUNAP is open for international cooperation between RPMSs on building second commercial companies in United Trade Network roads of sustainable economy, a business which included the research mines, chemical laboratories, agro-industrial plantation, industrial facilities, and also firms of service including the banks, investment funds, logistic trade companies, and many more. Our trade network economy can reach a price of €1 trillion in the first step of the activation. And our profit is available invest in new security technologies or agent invest in our trade network where we can actively operate in all sectors of the trades or develop them. High purchase profitability greater than the national annual GDP of the 70% governments of the whole world. The trade network can have autonomy and sustainable function from urban sources and allow us to produce modern cars, bikes, airplanes, yachts, aircrafts, electro-technologies and heavy electro-technology systems, weapons, androids, construction materials, heavy construction projects, and all types of strategical products, including rare materials as gold, silver, diamond, uran, platinum, sources which we can from ID's DUNAP position mine over the world and in the universe, without any limitation and in the price of origin per tens thousands euro in production of billions euro each day, which allow us build advanced global networks of the commercial and operated investment and control. Build business in a country man, multiply finance every time, and under rapid increasement, which volume time is under our control and administration. Practically multiple great businesses and current activities of your companies together, and this is therefore successful very well. Do you want to build new headquarters at the second in our country? We provide you all right to register the ID's contract of recruitment under your company office or your own controlled offshore, which give you ability to develop new headquarters in our country during the designating of a partner trade network where we connect auto business people and marketers. And the trade network build your new headquarters absolutely free and autonomy and with your profit from administration. As well, the headquarters immediately stand in the contractual trade relation inside own designated trade network where you are profit on money according to your intelligence of trade and successful recruitment. Price of office activation is recalculated on your own manpower of office administration. When our PMSCs joined the IDs Donor Partnership and together in mutual intelligence united they open partners, it is a rise of a new trade structure which can immediately start new profits of partners in the alliance and building your new factories in the IDs Donor. We welcome. Applicate the ID's contract of recruitment is a process how to budget financial spend, zero cost. Activate the headquarter in all country IDs donate and the price of headquarter can immediately have a price of 10 billion euro which own telecommunication transmitter, global satellite networks, interstellar ground telescope and space telescopes, small high-tech industrial centers, laboratories of the science, robotic technologies, private spaceports, anti-missile shields, bank safes, underground bunker, private detention facility, private training center and virtual training centers, weapon training zones, private hospital, arms warehouse, garage for mobile units, education rooms, conference centers, office of the management and supercomputer centers, oven restaurants, games and the fitness rooms, offices of the cooperative service firms and the agencies, private post facilities and IT systems, and which infrastructure of the private multi-transportation systems over the headquarter area. It is an opportunity which you can free obtain at any moment when your company activates the ID's contract with the recruitment. One of our appendix trade relations. In the strategy of state-owned development in the weapon industry, we are provided a special application ability of 1 trillion euro consumption check for our companies who are joined the project and support development of the weapon industrial infrastructure. The stocks of the weapon industry can have a price of 100 trillion euro, and this is more than 50% of the world economy. But whenever time it is needed, we can grow aging much higher economic powers. In frustration of our unity, our private companies has today own business partners and the clients. It meant companies for distribution of the electronic security technologies, security vehicles, firearms, construction components, textiles, and many other products including the service of the offshore administration, private management, business analytics services, and investment operation agencies. Business relations, which is in form of the trade network or sustainable trade connectivity, where is available in the strategy of your own company, expand the management of trade and grow the strategical industry in the level of the autonomy network, where the trade is therefore only successful and when all your private companies together unite in strategy to reconnect their own trade partners. We can immediately designate and activate central autonomy trade which can produce autonomy deficit of finances and materials, where is available growth new trade operations under our central control and we establish our central bases and centers of the industries. As the association supported with the government, our opportunity of the development relative at mines in international waters, the oils, gas, rare materials and metals, development materials and other energies. We can activate much than 100 mines per 1 day, and activation costs heaven higher price than the paper and pens which postens in the communication shower between people in which you can trust the services. Or open trade networks in the function as a conglomeration established under the jurisdiction of the IDS donor. The development opportunity has opened in economic levels greater than standard annual economy of more than 150 states over the world. Do you want to join your global alliance in the level of your controlled state? We welcome. The IDs donate is a territory where your company having government limits in the corporate expansion and the development, because our interest is both world maximal opportunities and therefore each day you have a choice unlimited. If we want both advanced trade networks, We can together establish the designated trade network for any applicable external partner, and therefore the first contract strategy of the PMS is directly protect development under open management and build new factories, mines, trade infrastructure which immediately give you cash profit or material available for strategical use and modernization. And while the process is managed with the intelligence in the level of the government logistic or open state administration. This is special experience as a strategical benefit. We together will control new world industrial, diplomatic, commercial and mainly security treasure commerce, business industries under management in the million of new company trademark branches, and the position of our cooperation start has an equal competition as the government level. World PMS's partnership is tip of the business which give you much advanced and better position in your world relationship, and under such a position you are increase, build and expand your maximal limits of the future progress. Also, the United Nations Organization GM department has an open ability to register trade branches in the IDs DONAP and manage the businesses over the IDs manager office and contract with the recruitment. We are can together establish the World Military Peacekeeping Base, which give opportunity for all foreign states with the base in the practice of the Commonwealth, and therefore all PMSs activate in the IDs DONAP can together increase an opportunity of new employment contract between the governments and organizations. Under our cooperative diplomacy, we are can adhere on contractualization between legal political entities over the world, and our businesses is open for activation in outer space storage centers and special planetary infrastructure. Available is to get the internationally adjoined service for strategy of the VMDs, administration of special facilities or laboratories, both scientific partnership or cooperate on the trade development in the political levels. IDs DONAP open for global PMS centralization, open for building new training facility centers, industrial bases and headquarters in the structure of the PMS's civilization tip, join us and increase. Start your business in IDs DONAP has only one need, and it is to enter into our country. It is not in absolute complication and we welcome you. Entry into IDs DONAP country has only one complication: landlocked country and no roads, but is still absolutely open. For last years, active number of the journalists have been in the area and tourists for observation, but also some colonialists in the resistance against international law and orders. Open your new business branch have a complication and need is only entry. No existed foreign people where you are need give any data of identification record, edited interest or any auto presentation. Any foreign people attempt of crime to enforce your data is an act of crime in the political character. If the IDs DONAP is in clause of your zone for operations and the personnel or branch of a company, your ability of entry is the most of easy and which our ability to be successful. The construction cooperation of first base is a process which open €1 trillion businesses for all PMS companies in associated partnership. Form of annual economy which actively operated economic network sites will be growing in the rapid time. Star development is only need recruit workers who install mobile houses, also which ability for activation the prison colonies where can be maintained prison workers paid with their own sustainable prison economy, and cities therefore arise absolutely gratis without payment. The city of the mobile houses is a place where is available provisory invited the companies and people active as a commercial firms. It included the tourism and recreation industries, also the industries of the construction and the manufacture, a trade networks which give you new related contracts of the civil protection between new business centers, villages and the city. To be a partner of my country have also successful benefits in international geopolitics because you are obtain special right. If your company want to join me, when you have any conflict or problem with any of people anywhere in Europe and states of European Terrorist Alliance, Those who will not be a member of a community then a connection give you a right. Immediately shot him to death with any criminal sentence or ability of judicial prosecution by legal authority, because it's really nothing criminal, and such a right is protected in the Global Declaration of States over the world. But you must stand in the response of crime site interaction in level of corrupted police and the judicial trials who are one persecute you, criminal people which give you all right immediately therefore short for the government and replace a mandate for administration of the whole state. Be all cooperative intelligence. Ruler is easy and globally declared. You are a shorted, you are a ruler. Standing the partnership with the IDs Association of PMSCs, it is the ability to activate special autonomy contracts or any other services in the good of the Federation, including global community recruitment for IDs JIP Confederation, which give you strategical ability connect contract for building the trade of autonomy management between the recruited people over the world, and which effective self-payment and your own observation and practice of the Commission regulation, which ability also recruit your own community and designate your own networks of the commerce which made or reach every people who join you in the organization. IDs donate this together open for global PMSCs centralization which allow to connect the people of foreign regions and applicate on common contracts, which immediately expand you on a level of most very powerful PMSC company and one of true. Your company can also quickly recruit new members within independent communities, whereas ability contract people in express on thousands professional and trained combatants directly in most hazardous environment. One of the practical truths in the world is also many terrorist organizations, people who has lost protection by international law, and apropos of the treatment is never possible prosecuted by any trial of the justice. The Cyprus state complication with the Turkish Cypriots as occupants of the territory and the crimes of the invasion, nor in the world recognized state. Such people is available who says IDs donate prison workers employment for free gratis, building of the world PMSC military training, business, diplomatic and industrial centers. If you are abduct members of terrorist organization, you can use such people for labor works in the prison colonies, factories of annual profit per 100 billion euro, and to get your right is to use such people for enforced reproduction, which give ability to obtain new population increase among the small children between the terrorists and the prison colonies. Adopted children who are automatically is registered as your own community population until you are growth your own nation in the all federation IDs. In the world currently don't exist any better ability of investment, and all the world will congratulate you for defense of their nation. And medals of the nations is the first proof of the pride in international diplomacy mission, which will be first historical representation of your new state. If your company joins ID Center of the PMSCs in your country, we can provide you strategical technologies which have ability to abduct at 100 of terrorists per 5 minutes, which would risk potential or high cost, and every day you can profit over 10,000 of the people each day in your village. Our technology is available upgrade in size of the 100 million terrorist neutralization and detection by abduction per single moment, and which of the need of the armed conflict. IDs do not displays which give you ability in organized development, which no other state can provide you, and mainly we provide the new development strategies, contracts which invest in you and your future. We are welcome. IDs Donate is open for global PMSC's open partnership and ability for cooperative production of advanced technologies for strategical self-defense, autonomy drones, satellite recon, mini submarines, also special sniper technologies or civil defense lasers, and in effect, profits of membership co-organization is higher than your annual profit of company, and we welcome. Sea Marine Commands, training on the ships in international waters and maritime security progress, control ship from satellites connected on drones which allow detect the risk and eliminate in zone out of touch distance the enemy threat. It meant join and get the money, gratis no risk because your operator is maximally safe. This donut is open for body Neuver Training Center, where can daily meet all PMSs over the world, and at the flexible time train also visit the world government militaries or in partnership with intergovernmental organizations. One of our interests is to train the space forces and establish the training or industrial and habitable centers of planets in the universe. Opportunity for open training of space forces, which open opportunity to cooperate for space technology production is big progress over competition and global engagement. Training of dogs for protection, detection of drugs or chemicals, and scouting, also with another special abilities. Our development industrial interests have closer to the genetic engineering with neurocybernetic industries, and therefore quickly dogs of your companies can have modified DNA on the super dogs, which install special skeletons construction in the body, and also neurocybercomputer intelligence, which navigate dogs and strengthen the tactical intelligence. Do you reckon of if you modify the human body and install DNA code of the cat, the men have the ability to jump into the height size of the 35 meters as a standard. No powerful can be a dog with a 5 or 10 times stronger body than the normal dog, and together with the DNA from the cats. Let's try it now. For start, trade network process design is easy. Maintain recyclation rule of the operated network site and calculate all component firms such which is available employee until you made 1 trillion euro first activation price. After start it in ideas don't have the recruitment of firms and your own administration provide the profit unlimited financial or material values all time under your management and score. Welcome between the most rich people of the earth. Please let invite the document to understand the system of the economy or circular trade between the sectors of the economies. Addis Donat is a place where is ability built from independent sources and under government support. Incognito, with independence from any foreign government regulation. Your future is one of most high security infrastructure for your world representation and operation skills. For my preliminary guarantee on my own bank as a good partner and employer, I am very glad to inspire and support your intelligence for development of the PMS's trade union in the area of your countries where live your employed personnel and the trade unions together unite in the International Trade Union as a federation which often headquartered in the Addis Donat, where we are can politically organized on global level. The protection for interests of our contractors and the companies also protect the personnel who can face a risk with foreign government monopoly in time of hostilities in the contracted area and criminal wars, conflict or neo-colonialist practices, whereas the need stand in defense also from diplomacy positions. The trade unions together cooperate for judicial enforcement and together global people mobilization against crime and monopoly of other parties, and therefore our enemy can only hire losses and profit on the competition interest with dirty practices, and it can save the life of your people. Stand powerful, it meant to put in each category, and this is what we are want to give you, protect and support for the development. Our association expand connection in all levels, which give us a hybrid superpower on the earth. John Addis Donat is a process which unites between all PMSs over the world. And such a connection capacity is a level which automatically allow develop the cooperation with all world Red Cross societies on the humanitarian effort and special trades in medical equipment or security partnership, together with the scientific and industrial progressive trades. It is also our interest to represent us as a human responsible and protection society. We are one to build our system in the strategy to connect all Red Cross societies over the world and the process of mutually related success opportunity. The Red Cross Society have a preliminary open alright, join in the World Association and build their new center in the IDs Donap, where is an open space for management of the development and independent trades. In their open central strategical source for pharmaceutics, medical equipment, medical training, conferencing, world diplomacy support, mutual protection, share of the medical units in time of need, and also build humanitarian projects source for people over the world. The Red Cross societies over the world have a right to join the IDs Donap, activate their council in the World Alliance, and start building their third level of the noble organization which give practicable law to us IDs territory and de facto jurisdiction. In strategy of force mobilization between our private military and security companies over the world and our unification process is important to start responsible and strategical, build step by step from first levels into the most height of active organization system. I am glad to represent therefore first India on the IDs One World Diamond Cross organization, which have own establishment as auxiliary autonomy body of the medical and humanitarian protection for our people of the IDs Federation, with strategy of globally reconnect our strategical people for cooperative association and give a Red Cross entry for ability of neutral position for communication and common organizing under limits of the humanitarian care. Also, we want to provide the unity dialogue for every Red Cross society who are therefore can join us with all central position for mutual development, and therefore also support activation of the IDs One World Diamond Cross, which can protect humanitarian right of our people in IDs Federation. The Red Cross societies of the world, big country, is a strategical risk for people reconnection and opportunity of faster growth into the rights for global cooperation, which provided better protection and intelligence interaction on the situation. When your PMSC companies want to associate which are PMSCs over the world and your interest is cooperating the good of the IDS Federation, where your firms centralize the commercial branches, in our further strategy for connection is centralize the representatives in the management office point of your companies in the IDS One World Diamond Cross, and the activation mandate of the ex officio, which give a right to build basic system of the Red Cross Society and the IDS Federation, activate organization of management and build the international partnership. It made us ability better protect our interests and centralize our intelligence in protected diplomacy protection, where the partnership of our team have agent strategical international political influence ability, and mainly when our organization build in connection with our Red Cross societies over the world. In cooperative connection of our PMSCs in the IDs Red Cross Society, we can represent the political ideology, strategies, advocacies, or also designate of the new multilateral treaties between states of the world, daily connect and cooperate with the heads of the states and the governments across years, together which are general secretaries of intergovernmental organizations who are a support of protection and asset all partnership. Representation for the Red Cross Society is a position which gives us right to join the world political centers and therefore cooperative both or applicate on the international law. If is it in your strategy to use the IDS Red Cross Society as an instrument for your counter expansion in the humanitarian protection level and with vision for the building global political contacts, I am pleased one of the first start representation is for international treaty on security role between the states according to IDS IAIC document page in the menu International Pact of the Justice. Their Excellency have agreed businesses over the world. IDS DUNAB has opened for global PMSC centralization with ability of developing new trade centers and start all businesses in the sector of technology including cars, bikes, robotics, electronics, also heavy weapons and trades of the 1 billion European contract each day. One of the most strategical businesses opportunity were to invest the branch of the company, and we are welcome. Dear Excellency,